here's the thing, that's not an excuse. And you're just as equally like is supposed to be involved in the marriage as she is. So even if you say you just stopped initiating, because what if it was a thing where, like he said, he just got tired of initiating, but he never vocalized like, "Hey, I still would like to be
Mhm,
intimate with you," or "Hey, it's been a month since we've had sex."
mm.
Like he still needs to put forth that effort.
2 years is wild.
Otherwise, you're putting that whole portion of your marriage as her responsibility. Sex is not just one person's responsibility of the relationship. Whether you get tired of initiating, whether you get tired of like doing it, whatever, it's not one person's responsibility. And
Mhm.
I think when it comes to things like that, that can happen sometimes. And the whole comment about, well, I get tired of initiating. Okay, so what if that's the sexual dynamic though? Like you can vocalize and say, "Hey, it would be nice sometimes if you initiate it more." Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Life After I Do. I'm your host Nisha G and I'm here with my lovely husband when he stops the dial tone sound.
Molito.
Hello.
Hey, Boskies.
How's it going?
I mean, I'm just happy I didn't work today. I'm just really happy. I am,
Just happy you didn't work today.
yeah, that's it.
You know what? What's funny is when we're about to like go somewhere, like as a family, I think everybody kind of gets excited because it's
Like,
something we've have to look forward to. You know what I mean? And so there's just like a different type of vibe in the house when
like
everyone gets up in the morning because it's like
let's
today's the day we get to leave. Like,
we're gonna cut this AC off.
are we?
Yes, we are.
Well,
And
I guess so. You can turn it on like
it
a
was,
few hours
I'm
before we
gonna cut
get
it on when
back.
we're leaving,
Oh
heading home,
yeah,
so it'd be the right temperature by the time we get home.
yeah,
We finna cut this AC off. We gonna have one light on,
yeah.
and the alarm gonna be on,
Okay,
and we in these streets.
okay. Well, now
We,
that we explained to everyone that we're not going to be at home, no,
but by the time
I'm
they hear this, we be back.
right,
Uh,
that is true.
uh, we gonna be in these streets.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited to visit family. Not excited for the hot weather.
It's hot
So,
everywhere though.
I know, but I mean,
I
when
mean,
you start getting into like the 110s, the 112s,
I figure you be used to hot stuff as hot as you is.
look at this guy. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Stop. Cut it out.
How was your week, Booskies?
My week was good. I got to spend some time with again, family.
Your favorite people
Yeah,
that you,
my family.
yeah.
You say that like that's such a bad
Every
thing.
time your sister come to town, you act like you don't know me.
That's not true. No,
I get no
what
attention.
ends up happening
I get
is
no attention.
I think this is a childhood like trauma thing that you might need to talk to a
Oh,
therapist
oh
about.
wow.
I've really thought about
Okay.
this because you've been like this for decades, and I really do think this is
What is
something
it?
you should discuss with therapists. Um, when you see that I'm like either busy or spending time with other people, especially family, you do these things where I guess you in your mind think that you're putting me in a position to see if I'm always going to choose you. Because if I'm out and about and I'm doing something and you know that I'm
Cap.
busy, but I'm with like my family, more in particular my sister, you will call and be like trying to start up a conversation, not say too much, and then
I
I'm
call
like,
you every day, no matter who
I
you with.
know, but no, it's
It's not
different.
different
And so
behavior.
then I'm like, "Oh, okay, babe, like, like I love talking to you. I'm not gonna rush you or anything, but was there like,
I ain't
is there
never calling
anything in
you again.
particular?"
I'm
And then you're like, "You're always choosing your family over
I
me.
never said
I'm
that.
your husband. You should stay and talk to me. I'm
I
your
choose you before
husband."
I let this world burn for you.
Oh my Okay. That's fine. I will let the world
But
burn for you too.
clearly, ladies and
Clearly
gentlemen,
my
it
love
has its
of my
limits.
level of love is not to where
It has to,
yours is, apparently, is what you're trying to say.
when it comes to you, I'm Galactus,
My God.
destroyer of worlds.
Anyway, yeah, you
When it
do that
comes to
all the
me,
time, and you try to make it seem like I have to make a choice.
when,
Like
when it comes when it comes to me, you're Sonic.
I don't
You're
have
gonna
to
just
make a
run.
choice when simply like hanging out or spending
I don't mind
time.
you hanging out with your people. Just you just tend
I
to
don't.
neglect me.
No, no, I don't.
You don't do the
Demel,
things you
stop
normally
it.
do. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
a,
Well,
I'm I'm an afterthought.
I love you, and I apologize if you felt like you were an afterthought because I was spending time with my mother and my
Everybody
niece
got dinner
and
yesterday but
my
me.
and
Everybody
my
got dinner
sister.
yesterday but me.
But you also okay, so you said that you had called me. You know my phone hasn't been ringing and I haven't been seeing my notifications. And I told you to call me when you were on your way home or when you're gonna be leaving work so that I could get your food. Because we weren't gonna cook because we're leaving the next day. So there was no point to like cook a big dinner and have leftovers because we don't want anything in the refrigerator.
Okay, I'm happy you had a good week.
Yeah, but anyway, so I had a good week. I spent time with my mom. I spent time with, the kids.
The little terrorist is gone.
They had a really good week too.
The little terrorist is gone.
She's not a terrorist.
She
She's my
she
niece.
terrorized
She's
me.
3.
She terrorizes me.
She didn't, and she really loves oh my gosh, okay. Oh, I have to tell you this, I forgot. Me and Lakenya was cracking up. So last night, it was probably about, I wanna say, like, 11 o'clock, well, maybe like 10:30 or something, right? So she comes in, she's like, "Auntie, I'm thirsty." And I was like, "Okay, go get some ice water." And so she goes to the kitchen, and I guess she thought about it. She walked back and she was like, "Oh no, you get it." And so we were like, Lakini was like, "Go get the ice water." And she was like, "No, I'll wake Momo up." And I was like, "You're not gonna wake Momo up, and he doesn't have to get up for work tomorrow. It's fine." She was like, "No, him gonna give me pow pow." And me and Lakenya looked, and I was like, "Girl, he is not going to give you a pow pow." I said, "Momo has never given you a pow pow." I
She
said, "But
she be
you,
capping
I
on me
guess
all the
because you
time.
threatened her so much, she thinks that you're
Because
gonna give her a pow pow."
because I asked her all the time, "You want a papa?" "No." "You want a papa?" "No."
And but when I tell you the fear in her eyes,
That's it.
she was like, "No." Then she was like, "You do it. You do it." And my sister was like, "What have y'all done to my granddaughter?"
Look, that's what
I
this is what I be telling
I said
people.
it only took her 2 weeks to get trained that she knows that you do not make any noise in this house past a certain time because we don't wanna wake up Momo.
This is what I be telling people. You ain't gotta touch kids. You just gotta you have to make them think they're gonna get touched.
Because
I
she really thought she was like, "No, no, him gonna give me
I
pow."
ain't never touched that
But
girl.
her eyebrows were, like, all furled, her face got scrunched up, she was like and then she kept going, "No, you do it, you do it."
I was just like this random needing of her to be under me all the time. I said, Go
'Cause she
somewhere."
feels safe with you, and that should make you feel good, the fact that you brought safety to a
I
child
understand
who
that.
probably didn't feel safe at one point in her life.
I understand that, but when she want to play,
But you be complaining about it, it's like, okay, she feels comfortable and safe in your home.
yeah,
That says a lot,
but she be walking to me swinging like she Mike Tyson, like laughing.
because you be playing with her, that's why.
I be like, I said, if you hit me one more time with all your little mic, I'm gonna
Because
kick
you
you
she
across this
sees how you
room.
roughhouse with Phoenix and then you roughhouse with her, and sometimes she just don't know when to shut it off, but she thinks it's hilarious when she feels like she's beating you up.
She does. She laughs
She
at me.
thinks it's so hilarious and it's so cute because
I
she's
got
like,
you.
"Ha, ha, 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 got you."
Oh, like, are you finna get got yourself? You keep hitting me this damn hard.
She's really
I was like,
strong.
look, this is how you gotta do it. Play tap. We just tap.
She doesn't know
She
how.
go, whoa.
And then when she squeezes me, I was like, "Girl, I literally almost blacked out. You cannot squeeze my neck.
She's strong.
You cannot squeeze my neck that hard."
She got that jail strength like she did time.
Goodbye.
She-
She's
she's
so
strong.
silly. She's got that jail
She's
strength.
strong.
But yeah, they had a really good time. I was really proud of both of them. Phoenix swimming without her floaty.
Until she swallowed water.
That was cool. Yeah, always. But hopefully she can get that worked out this summer with swimming lessons. So and then Tiara, she was like super bold. Did I show you the videos? All she kept doing was going off the diving board.
I saw her, but she wasn't jumping. She was just falling face
She was
forward.
okay, so that's what she started to do. So Tiara is my great niece, by the way. And she comes, well, this is her second summer coming with to
She
be
not gonna
with
be here
us
next summer.
for sometime during the summer. But I took the girls swimming and she was jumping at first. And then she just started doing this thing where she would just walk to the edge
And just fall over.
and she would just fall over.
I was watching her, I said, because I was like, I was
She's
I know it to you it seemed like I'm not paying attention to him, but I be paying attention to him. Like I be trying to tell you like that dad pay attention is different. Like mom, y'all be locked in.
well, because you kept
And
walking away from the pool too many times for me, and I was like, "How is you watching the kids in the pool if you not out there next to the pool watching the kids?"
because I can watch
That's what I
but I was
understand.
ready. If you would have asked John or Richard, I was by that door
But
already.
it only takes
I was
a
in
couple
the
of seconds.
I was in the AC. I was ready to toss my phone.
And I kept saying, "Babe,
Dive
like,
in.
are you watching the children? There's like the babies are in the pool, and if the pool was full of children because we went to a pool party, so the
It
pool
was
was
like
full.
It was like Neapolitan ice cream.
Yeah,
All the
goodbye.
shades, all the
All the
shades in
different
there.
shades of kids. And I'm just like, there's so many kids in there, and then the preteens are in there, and so it's like I know the bigs are not really paying attention that much to the littles because they're all in their own
Except for
worlds.
except for Rosalie. Rosalie's
Oh,
is
no,
such a
Rosalie was
sweetheart.
doing really good with her. Like,
Rosalie's
when
such
she started going off the diving board especially.
Rosalie's such a
I love
sweetheart.
her. But yeah, but the girls had an amazing time. Lots of play dates, like tons of swimming, so that was
Tons
fun.
of money.
I asked her last night, Tiara, I was like, "Did you have fun at TT's house?" And she goes, "No." And I said, "What?" I said, "You didn't have fun here? You didn't." I was like, "You didn't have fun at the park. You didn't have fun at the indoor playground. You didn't have fun swimming." And she started smiling. She was like, "Yes, I love. I love." And I was like, "So how you gonna say you didn't have fun at TT
She didn't have
house?"
fun with you, she had fun with me.
I said, "Did you have fun at TT house?" She was like, "Yeah." I said, "You want to stay with TT?" "No, I want my grandma."
Bye. Bye.
I was like, "Totally understandable." And then she was like, "I want to talk to my mom. I want to talk to my dad." So Lakia called them both and she got to talk to both of them and be like, "Okay, now go to sleep." And she was like, "My dad going to sleep? My mom going to sleep? Like, if they're going to sleep, then I'll go to sleep. But if them cats ain't sleep,
I'm up.
I don't see why I gotta go to sleep."
I'm up.
She's funny. But yeah, so it was a good week and had something to look forward to because we'll be leaving to go visit more family. So anytime you get to spend with family, I mean, I feel like I'm really at that age. Like even before then, I really like spending time
You
with my
always been a
family.
people person.
Yeah, but
It's
I feel like
irritating.
now that I've gotten older and especially when like we had Phoenix,
Mhm.
I really enjoy being around family because I want her to be around family and
Mhm.
because everybody is so spread out anyway.
Girl, you really been
So
outside. Look at you got a little tan right, a little dark right here. Look at that. You been out there.
but my face never gets that
Mm.
dark. That's the only
That's
problem.
because you always have a hat on.
You know what? I didn't even think about that. Also the sunscreen.
No.
So maybe I should start wearing like body sunscreen.
So you ain't out there like your ancestors.
Oh my gosh.
What we got
Anyway,
today, babe?
now how was your week? You didn't tell me about your
Oh,
week.
work. My week was working kids.
Working kids.
Come home every day to
Hmm.
some kids yelling at me. And I'm looking at the kids like,
When
is-
were they yelling at you? They were asleep.
no, they was not.
They were
Every
asleep.
time I walk in, all I heard was, "Hi, Dad. Hi, Mo.
Well, that's because
Hey,
I mean, but
Mo."
they were in bed and usually they were asleep. If you came in making noise, then of course
No,
they're
they
gonna
was up.
speak.
Them kids was up late every night.
They were not
They
up late
taking
every night.
they taking full advantage of summer break.
No, I can
They,
tell you who's taking full advantage of summer break.
your daughter.
Your offspring.
Yeah,
Yes.
she out here wilding.
She's taking like some days I'm like, girlfriend, okay,
I
you're
think it was
pushing
like
it.
last Friday or Saturday. It was
You're
like
pushing it.
1 o'clock in the morning. I said, "Go to bed.
Oh, that's because she kept trying to sneak in our room.
Go to bed.
She
What are
was
you doing
really
up?"
she was really trying it. And then I said, I know that TV is not on. And then she would just stand in the doorway looking like,
So
how do I answer this without
right,
getting in trouble? But yeah, so
just work.
just work.
That's it.
But now you're excited because
I
you get to
don't.
go see your brother.
He all right.
Do not get in front of this camera and start capping.
He all right.
You have been talking about seeing your brother like all week. I can't wait to see my brother.
No, I can't wait to see my
I
Zara
really
bear.
can't. I really can't wait to see my brother, man. I be missing my brother.
I do miss that.
I be missing my brother.
I do miss that little nigga. But I miss my Zara bear and my Zane. My Zany Poo. I'm gonna call Zany Poo. I'm gonna call Zane Zany Poo until he like 40.
And he's gonna ask you to kindly stop.
And I'm not.
At like 8.
And I'm not.
He's gonna. Ask
I'm
you to
embarrassing him from all his friends.
He's
Zany
gonna
Poo.
ask you to kindly stop.
Zany Poo. He's like, "Uncle, please stop."
Please stop.
What's wrong, Zany Poo?
Zany Poo. Uh-oh, you got some on your face. Lick it. You got some on your face. Come here. You give it a good lick of the thumb.
He gonna be Zany Poo for life.
No.
Zany Poo and Zara Bear for life.
Oh, no.
That's my babies.
Okay, so today
What you got?
it's, well, it's not the first of the month when they hear this,
It is the
but
first one they hear. Well, I mean, it's the first episode.
yeah, it's the first episode of the month. And the first episode of the month, if you haven't caught on by now, is reaction videos. Everybody's favorite. At least they're my favorite.
Well,
And they seem to be TikTok's favorite. So
Well, let's react. Because I'm trying to get in this car.
So let's hop right on into it.
You hear what I said?
I heard what you said. I just chose to ignore
I'm
you.
trying to get in this car.
That's how I usually do.
I'm trying to pop out and show niggas. Certified boogeyman. I'm the one. Let's go with them. Oh, you listened to about 17 times today.
So this is gonna be like some of them are like my first reactions to them too, because usually I like to get a blind reaction from
Oh,
you.
so you be coming in with knowledge. Why you immediately got me
I
out
mean,
here?
I have a reaction to it too, but I would be lying in this case.
Okay. All right,
Yeah.
go ahead.
All right, you ready?
No, but go ahead.
Okay, this one's a little lengthy, but here we go.
Oh my god.
My wife, 34, is crying upstairs and it doesn't bother me anymore. I just realized how mentally checked out of my marriage I am due to the lack of sex. Not sure how to proceed with making the divorce smooth. Okay. I'm 36 and I've been married for 10 years. One major issue is that our marriage has been sexless for quite a while now, with my wife refusing any intimacy. This lack of physical connection is taking a toll on our relationship. My birthday was recently, and my wife always goes all out for it. But honestly, it seems more for social media than for me. She usually plans activities she loves, but I don't, like shopping and visiting craft stores. I've told her these things aren't fun for me. If I had it my way, I'd spend the day with her and our son, maybe go to the zoo, have a nice dinner, and just relax at home. I work long hours because, to be blunt, it's easier than coming home to a place where I don't feel wanted or intimate. The day before I got home early, I took a shower and went to my man cave just to relax. I fell asleep and didn't wake up until almost midnight. I checked my phone and saw a bunch of missed calls from my wife, which is unusual. I called her back, but she didn't answer. So I assumed she was asleep and went to make a sandwich. Suddenly, she burst into the kitchen, yelling and accusing me of lying about where I'd been. I explained that I came home early, took a shower, and accidentally fell asleep. She accused me of seeing someone else and said she hoped, quote unquote, she was worth it, which shook me. I asked her who she was referring to. She screamed that I shouldn't be expecting any intimacy on my birthday because of the stunt I pulled today. I told her I don't expect or want sex from her anyway, especially since we haven't been intimate in almost 2 years. Of course, shit. Of course, of course, I am resentful for that. This made her burst out in tears and she went upstairs and locked the door, and I didn't follow her. I don't get why she's so upset or why she doesn't trust me. She rarely calls me at work, and I've never given her a reason to doubt me. She's feeling insecure because I've stopped trying to initiate intimacy. For some context, I work 12 to 14-hour shifts starting at 4 a.m., so I come home for dinner, help my son with his homework, play catch, and do other activities with him. I get 2 weeks of PTO a year. I spend 1 week during father son activities like camping and fishing, and the other week making sure I don't miss his important events. My son never has to wonder if I love him. The man cave is an entertainment room for us to watch movies and play games together. My wife is always welcome there, but she seldomly joins us. Today is my birthday. My son and I are at the zoo. We had breakfast at our favorite cafe and we're just enjoying the day together. This has been the best birthday in years. About the divorce, I don't even know how to break it to her. She will be a mess and it will devastate her. She has asked for us to go to marriage counseling, but I'm just not interested anymore. What's your advice?
That's a lot.
Yeah. Well,
No.
the first of all,
2 years
the 2-year thing, but how you gonna do things you like to do
on his birthday.
on his birthday? I know damn well he
That's
don't want to go
women.
to the craft store.
That's women for you.
Go to the craft store on his
Women
birthday.
don't
However,
women don't care about what we like.
however, on the other note of that, I will say maybe a trip to the craft store wasn't part of the birthday gift. It was probably something to the lines where they were already out and she was like, "Oh, you know what? While we're out, let me stop by Michael's and pick something up real quick." And in his mind,
Mhm.
he's still thinking like it's still my birthday and even if you had to run an errand to the craft store, why would you stop and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But aside from that,
So
2
you had to get
years?
yourself some bail first, huh?
So what?
You had to get yourself some bail first?
Some bail?
Yeah,
What do you mean?
because you love going to craft
I
stores.
do love going to craft stores,
Yeah,
but I don't take you to craft stores on your birthday.
I wouldn't go. That's the
I
diff
would because and I wouldn't take you because I know you wouldn't wanna go to a craft store on your birthday. But nonetheless, 2 years,
that's wild.
that's wild. Now
If
I
I
will
get if I
say
get the 2 weeks, I'm like, "Hey, what's going on?
right,
Who you with?
and
Who you
like
with? Who you been with?"
and here's the but I was gonna say, here's the thing, even if I'm not in the mood by like I mean, even like week 1, I'd be like, "Okay, now listen here. You pushing it." Even if I know I'm not like I could be like, "Oh, like I'm cool." I know for me and just for the sake of our relationship and the marriage, I'll
Mm.
be like, "All right, girl. Come on." Like
Oh, to you talking about to
I
yourself?
say that to myself, I'll be like, "All right, girl. Come on."
Toot that ass up?
But that's what I'm saying like when you get to day 4, okay? You be
Shit.
like, "All right, like, okay."
See,
You get to day 7, you be like, "Okay, bitch, you pushing it." When you got to that first like 2 months or that first month where
Yeah.
y'all wasn't having
Ah,
sex, did nobody did nobody
shit.
did nobody address it? Did nobody say like,
Some
"Hey, you know."
see, the thing is the thing is, I think that he tried to address it, and he just got tired of being the one initiating.
No, well, that's what he said.
Yeah.
He had stopped initiating. But the thing is you okay, yeah, you can stop initiating, but he didn't say that there was a conversation that he had before he stopped initiating. And you can't
No, a lot of
just
times, men, we don't have conversations. We just act accordingly.
okay, but here's the thing, that's not an excuse. And you're just as equally like is supposed to be involved in the marriage as she is. So even if you say you just stopped initiating, because what if it was a thing where, like he said, he just got tired of initiating, but he never vocalized like, "Hey, I still would like to be
Mhm.
intimate with you," or "Hey, it's been a month since we've had sex."
Mm.
Like he still needs to put forth that effort. Otherwise,
2 years is wild.
you're putting that whole portion of your marriage as her responsibility. Sex is not just one person's responsibility of the relationship. Whether you get tired of initiating, whether you get tired of like doing it, whatever, it's not one person's responsibility. And
Mhm.
I think when it comes to things like that, that can happen sometimes. And the whole comment about, well, I get tired of initiating. Okay, so what if that's the sexual dynamic though? Like you can vocalize and say, "Hey, it would be nice sometimes if you initiate it more." Like you've done that before. You know what I mean? We don't have the context from like what he's saying if that was the case,
Mhm.
but nonetheless, that's not an excuse to like just give up and not try. It's not to me. That's my opinion.
Okay,
That's my
I would
opinion.
just say this. I'm not gonna say go straight into a divorce. I think maybe you should listen to her and do counseling first. Give it a chance to correct. Like if you still have feelings for her.
Yeah.
But I can understand and I can relate to the work in the 12, 14 hours a day
Right.
and wanting your off time to be things you want to do
Mhm.
and like and understanding because even my thing is I essentially what I try to do is I try to make Friday family day where we do something as a family, and Saturday is either where I'm doing things that I want to do before I go back into
Mhm.
the swing of things, going back to work. So I can understand working, 12, 14 hours a day and then coming home and you wanting your wife to, essentially miss you and
Yeah.
have that same, attitude and vigor towards wanting to be intimate with you as you with her. I can relate to that. And but to go without that for 2 years is to
That's
me, it's
wild.
wild.
That's
Because
wild.
for me on day 3, I'm like, "Hey, pimp, look here. I know normally I like you to be into it, but Imma have to do what I gotta do."
That's why I said for me, even when I'm not in the mood and I know it's been some
Hey,
time, I'd be like, okay, boo, like
hey,
we got to run some maintenance or something. Like
eh,
let's get the maintenance section
it
out
get
the way. Like just so you
it
know, this is a maintenance session
hey,
happening right now. But
hey,
nonetheless, I still like it. Like we're
hey,
still
at
good,
at
but
some
it's for maintenance.
at some point, I'll be like, Go ahead and starfish. Imma get mine
Good,
and walk away."
good damn bye, Jamel.
2 years is what I
Goodbye.
don't
You
think
do not get starfish.
I don't I
Cut it
don't I
out.
don't necessarily think you should divorce her because I feel like if that is the only issue, that is the issue that could be rectified, but that has to be done with actions that are purposeful. And it needs to be in a situation to where she understands and you understand her feelings because on the flip side of that, to kind of throw her some bail, you don't understand what her mindset is. You don't understand what she's going through. Maybe she's having some type of um post traumatic thing from labor or from the pregnancy or whatever the case may be. You don't I so we don't know.
We don't know all the
I
context
would like to
around it.
have her side of why, but I still say 2 years is crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, 2 years and to assume he's with somebody else, I mean, she's not crazy for that because she's like, "Well, it's been 2
2
years
years,
since he
right.
touched me, so he gotta be touching somebody
But
else."
that's why I go back to saying there clearly has not been much
Conversation, yeah.
conversation that has had because this is what I have learned.
What have you learned?
People may not be sexually aligned, right? So like
Oftentimes.
right, oftentimes people may not be sexually aligned and what works for her doesn't work for him, what works for him doesn't work for
Mhm.
her, and that's why y'all need to come to like a
You gotta have
consensus.
those
You have
conversations.
to have those conversations and it's so easy like how they say women like a female sex drive is not that equivalent of a male sex drive, then age plays a part in it. hormones plays a part of it, right?
Mhm.
So now we're talking about maybe it's been a situation where yes, it's been 2 years,
Yeah, you finna
but
hit
for her, she's perfectly fine.
yeah.
And because you haven't said anything, you only stopped initiating. It's also
And
taking pressure off her. So she feels like, okay, like we still married though.
yeah.
He not going nowhere. We still cool. It doesn't make it
Imma
right.
Imma
Don't
say
get me wrong. Doesn't make it right. But he's also aided
right.
in the relationship that they have sexually.
Imma say this, and I know the guy's not gonna like this, but Imma say this.
Oh gosh.
Sometimes she's not initiating because you're not doing your part. Like, you have to do the things to get your woman in the mind space of that.
Mhm.
Like, you just can't walk in from working 12 hours, sweaty balls, talking about, "Here it is." Like, "Come get it." You know what I'm saying? You have to do the little things, the
You have to appeal
right,
to what appeals
right.
to
You
her,
have to you have
and it's gonna be different for
you have
everybody.
to speak to her love languages and
Yeah.
to get her in the mood,
Yeah.
to get her to look
Yeah.
at you like, "Drop them drawers."
I kinda think about it almost like foreplay, right? So
Oh, it is
for yeah, like
it's mental foreplay.
foreplay is more important. Like, I wouldn't say more important, but generally more important for females than it is for males.
It's mental foreplay.
It's you know what I mean? So, it's like you're gonna have to put in some
Mhm,
effort.
mhm.
You're gonna have to put in some effort inside the
Uh,
bedroom, and you're gonna have to put in some effort outside the bedroom to get the result that you want as well.
why you think I be bringing you acai bowls?
Good damn bye, Maurice. Good damn bye. You think I have sex with you because you bring me a fruit bowl?
That's
It
how it started.
helps,
You be
but
like, "See? See? Oh, he was thinking about
he
me.
was thinking about me.
See how it
My
happened? See how it happened?
gosh.
Drop a little
I
something
love
else. That's why
it.
you get them random Amazon packages. Throw this on back.
It helps.
You be like, "I'm about to tear this nigga up tonight.
Bye.
Look
Good
at it."
damn bye. Good damn bye. But it does motivate me. I'm not gonna lie. It does motivate me to like
Mhm.
make sure that I'm holding up like my
You was
end
re
of the bargain.
you was really motivated after the first time you had that lobster biscuit at the
Good
wings.
damn bye.
You said,
Bye, Demel.
"Oh." I got the video when you looked up the restaurant in the car. You said, "Oh, I'm gonna have to get this nigga some one tonight."
Goodbye. I did not say that to myself. But anyway, long story short, what I would say is your sex life, it's gonna like how they say it takes two, it literally does take two. It
Not always.
cannot be the responsibility of one person in the relationship to like you're responsible for our sex life. That's not how that works. If you're unhappy, you have to express that you're unhappy.
Mm,
If you're not getting what you need and you're not getting what you want, you have to express that. And as long as you have a partner who can be open to that to receive it and not like receive it in a way of you speaking to something they're lacking in, but it's like
mhm.
also ask your partner, like when you express, this is what I'm not getting, this is what I'm not happy with, can we work on this? Also ask your partner, what is it that you feel like I could do better?
Right,
Or what would you like for me to do to help promote to get you in the mood?
right.
What gets you going? What are you into? Is there anything you want to explore? Is there something that you want to try? Like, especially in a marriage, there should be no conversation that's too taboo to have, especially when it comes to sex. Like, especially like, even if you give me a
Yeah,
look like,
yeah, you gotta
"Oh, this has this been on your mind?" It kind of
you wanna
has.
do what?
You want to do what? Oh my
Raunchy.
gosh. I don't know if I'm 100% on board, but maybe like 80%.
That doesn't mean I just bring one more acai bowl and you there.
Shut up. I'll just bring one more acai bowl. It's so silly.
You there.
But yeah, so I mean it takes time. Um takes time and it's gonna take like some effort.
Everything in life takes work.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep, you good?
Oh,
Okay. Let's move on to the next one. Let's see your reaction on this one. Okay, this one says, my husband is resentful that I find people in the poly scene unattractive. How do we get past it?
you said my husband?
Husband is resentful
Okay.
that I find people in the poly scene unattractive. And how do we get past it?
Are they poly?
Apparently.
Oh, okay.
My husband and I transitioned from monogamy to polyamory 2 years ago. So while we are each other's primary, we are allowed secondaries as well as more casual relationships.
They in an open marriage.
Husband and I have reached a block because he doesn't approve of my partners. I'm an attractive woman and I literally get thousands of likes if I hop on a dating app, even men wanting to fly me out, and a lot of trash to sift through. I expected attention, but not as much as I got. My husband has encouraged me to go on Field or FetLife or even link up at the poly community meetings. I've told him I'm not interested and I prefer to use conventional methods to attract a partner, like being in a person to person dating app, instead of going to specific poly scenes. He's pushed and pushed until I finally admitted after a lot of badgering that I find the people in the poly scenes very physically unattractive. I'm also not interested in a swinger setup, which has more conventionally attractive people. It was like I ran him over. He always has been very insecure about his looks. I fell in love with his personality and not his looks.
Oh, there we
But for a
go.
secondary but for a secondary or for casual relationships, physical appearance is very important to me. Okay. I like the men that I like. He keeps trying to push other men who are in our local poly scene onto me, and they're all unattractive. How do we get past his resentment that I'm not open to finding a partner in poly specific places? How do we come to an agreement? Help.
You know,
So this, okay.
you called him ugly.
Okay,
He
no.
called him. He said he took that personal.
Okay.
He took that personal.
Okay, but here's the thing. She's basically saying that she fell in love with the person
Yeah, no,
he
yeah.
is, okay? So
And she said,
she loves him in an
right.
unconditional manner, right? Because his physical attraction wasn't her priority when she got to know him, and
Mhm,
she fell in love with the person that he is.
mhm.
But since we are now in a transitional period of our relationship and we're no longer monogamous and we're in a poly relationship, if I'm gonna have a secondary relationship, the secondary obviously is not going to be like my primary. So in my secondary, the things that are top importance for me
Mhm.
is going to be physical attraction because this is going to be a physical relationship.
And I'm telling you right now, your husband is telling you he's only okay with you having a secondary if he does not feel threatened.
But that's not the rules.
Yeah,
That's
of course it's not.
it's not the rules.
I understand that's not the rules that was founded, but that emotions
But
playing
that's usually how it ends up
emotions
happening.
playing.
Just like I think it was I can't remember which one it was that we had read where he wanted to open up the relationship. She agreed to open up the
Yeah,
relationship,
and then
but going
she had a
into
great
it,
time,
right,
and he
but
got nobody.
going into it, he thought that this gave him free reign to
Mhm,
go look and be with all the girls he thought he would be able to get
mhm,
and pull and
mhm,
sleep with,
mhm.
only to find out that his value amongst the marketplace
That's not what it
was
was.
trash and his wife was out there killing it.
Look,
And when he found out that she was killing it, then all of a sudden he wanted to close the
look.
relationship.
All I'm
No,
saying,
you just thought you could get that one girl and you didn't get her. And then when you went
all
out
I'm
to try to get
saying,
something similar, it also didn't
you
work.
talking about the I'm talking about this current one. All I'm saying is that he realized that his wife is fine,
Or, hear me out,
and this
he
is
thought his wife was a 7, but we learned that
she
she
a
could be a
10.
7 to you,
And
but
she
she a 10 on somebody
right,
else's list.
right, all right, okay, Bun B. Um,
It's the truth.
it is the truth.
It is the
It is the
truth.
truth. So, and now she's out
Shoot.
here and she's seeing her value
Mhm.
because if she got people talking about flying her out, it must
She finna get flued
she
out.
must be attracting a certain level of quality of men,
That's basically what she's saying.
and that's a threat to
Mhm.
him. It's a threat.
Mhm.
He wants to mark territory, and
Mhm.
he wants to push her where he wants to push her towards the hyena where he's safe.
So what if he comes to her and now he's like, we've tried it and
That's
I'm
probably
ready
what's
to.
going to happen. That's probably what's going to happen because
I'd be like, no.
I do believe that a lot of these guys they want the poly life so they could have multiple women.
Yes. Mhm.
That
So
that's
they can have what,
that's it.
clear conscious cheating?
Yeah, whatever, whatever you want to call it. I mean, it's not cheating if they both know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the logic
yeah.
behind it.
So yeah, I that's what he's not gonna come around, man. He's not.
Okay, but his biggest issue is that she's not dating people within, like, I guess, their local scene. He wants her to go to, like, poly events, like their local poly events,
I
and he
understand
wants
that.
to, and I think,
I understand that, but like to her, like that at that point, I'm just a swinger. I
but
don't
she
want.
says she has no interest,
No interest in the people,
yeah, in
right?
being a
And
swinger,
she wants somebody that's physically attractive,
physically
right?
attractive,
And
yeah.
he knows as men, like okay,
You know where you fall.
like also, so you just want me to sleep with you? That's it? Like that's all we're doing? Okay.
But I think it could also be something to the effect of he knows
He knows that he got lucky.
he knows most of the men in the scene.
Yeah.
So he probably has already viewed them as
Mhm.
not being a threat.
Mhm.
And because she keeps going out of the scene and on different apps that he hasn't recommended for her, now he don't know, like, he don't know what he's up
And
against.
thinking is go ahead and y'all gonna be back together monogamously, or whatever that word is. I can't say it.
Monogamously.
Yeah. Next one.
Okay, here we go. My best friend kissed my husband and it's destroying me. How do I proceed? I've been with my husband for
Uh,
6 years, married for 4 years, and we have 2 kids. Everything in our relationship is perfect for us. He's the best husband and father to our kids that I could have asked for. I'm absolutely in love with him, and his actions and his words have always shown me that he feels the same way. There's no better feeling than going to sleep in his arms every night.
Cap.
Aw. Last weekend, my husband and I had some friends over and we're having a barbecue. We were all outside in the backyard, surrounding my husband who was on the grill. As the food got closer to being ready to eat, we all started sitting in the backyard table. Once the food was all ready and the table once the food was ready and at the table, my husband went inside to use the washroom and to get another beer. I didn't realize that my best friend had followed him in. When he was coming back out, my best friend hid behind the wall separating our kitchen and living room and surprised him by pulling him in and forcing a kiss. My husband immediately pushed her back and yelled, "What the fuck?" She immediately started crying and ran out of the house and left. My husband came back into the backyard and asked to speak to me privately and immediately told me what had just happened. I was shocked and told him that it would be okay and that we could talk after everyone had left. I managed to put on an appearance for the next couple of hours, but I was mentally distraught. After everyone left, my husband sat me down and told me what had happened and showed me the footage from our living room camera. It was exactly as my husband had described it. My best friend of 10 years, the person who I treated like a little sister, forcibly kissed my husband. After the third after the third date with my husband, she was the one I told that I was going to marry him. She knows how much I love him and how strong our relationship is, and she still chose to try to come in the middle. For fuck's sake, our 3-year-old calls her auntie. My best friend tried showing up the next day just to quote unquote talk. And my husband had to hold me back from beating the shit out of her. And he kicked her out and told her never to come back. It's been almost a week now, and I'm nowhere close to moving on. I don't blame my husband not one bit. He's completely innocent in all of this. He's the victim. I've been lying down on my husband's chest and just crying every day and every night. I'm so angry and frustrated, and I don't know what to do. My husband has been amazing, like always. He just gets up and he says he understands how I'm feeling. He brought me flowers almost every day and cooked all my favorite meals multiple times in the past few days. I love and appreciate him all the more for it. I just don't know how I'm going to get past the trust of having any trust with my best friend after this.
Barbara, this is Shirley.
Shut up. You're so silly. You're so
Um,
silly.
they ain't your friend.
That's not. Now see, this is what happened. Imma tell you what happened. So in the beginning, when she's
Go
explaining
ahead.
to you about the relationship, right?
Mhm.
Okay. So you sit here and you talk to your friend who's probably not in a relationship or she has a terrible track
Mhm.
record. And every time you're talking about all the
How
wonderful
perfect
things
he
your
is.
husband does, and he makes me feel so safe, so secure. He does this for our family, he does this for the kids. Like he's such a great father. And
Mhm.
you have put him like on this pedestal,
Mhm.
right? And she's like, I wish I could find somebody like that, but I can't find anybody like that. So let me see if there's like a little loose wedge or something in there,
Well, I
a
can
little
take him.
loose crack or something where I can kind of slide in. But you telling her about your husband and how much you love
Mhm.
your husband, you have inadvertently made your best friend
Mhm.
fall in love with your husband.
Mhm.
You've made your best friend fall in love with your husband. So
Mhm.
now she has feelings for your husband that are probably a little conflicting for
Mhm.
her,
Mhm.
but she gonna take her chance anyway because this is how she feels
Mhm.
in hopes that she can get a chance with your
This is
husband.
exactly why when you be telling people about me, you be like, "But he just like all the rest of them niggas.
I
He
always end it with that.
he ain't special."
He's not perfect, but he perfect for me.
That's why you always be
He not perfect, but he perfect for me. And you could try it if you want to. You could try it if you want to.
I would have slapped her.
Well, he had to hold her back.
I would have slapped
Didn't
her.
you hear it? She said when she came over the next day, I guess to try to talk things out,
Oh,
she
he had to
was
hold his
beating the
wife
shit
back.
out of her,
No, no,
and he
he held his wife back so she would, yeah.
so she wouldn't beat
I would
shit
just say
out of her.
this. Your friend's jealous of you. Well, I'm sorry. First of all, she's not your friend. She's jealous of you
Mhm.
because like
Mhm.
I agree with you said, like you talked him up and
Mhm.
now she sees him as, and she probably feels like excuse me. She probably feels like you don't deserve him.
You don't deserve him. Exactly. Exactly.
Like he's too good for
For
you.
you.
So,
Mhm. And anytime where you've had a moment of, like, weakness,
mhm,
or not to say, like, cheating or anything, but anytime you've had, like, a moment of weakness or you just weren't, like, up to par, she that was probably playing in her head, like,
mhm,
"See, you don't even deserve him.
you gonna do it
Like,
him.
you didn't even do X, Y, and Z for
But
him,
the
but he
but
does all of this for you, and why you?"
but the caucasity
Goodbye, Maurice. We're not doing that.
to do it to do it while everybody's over at the house, like it wasn't even like nobody was there. And like she was coming by to pick up something. Like y'all having a function?
Yeah.
The
And your best
caucasity.
friend is right outside.
That's wild.
But I also think that is the challenge. Like, maybe she's one of those women who are like a challenge, right? So we can look at it from the perspective of she was in love with him and she's trying to shoot her shot. Or we can look at it from the perspective that she's just jealous of her friend and she wants to make her see or feel like your life isn't as fairy tale as you have tried to make
But
it out to
if
be.
that what she was
Like,
trying to do,
you trying to make it seem like he's
she went
so
about it the
good.
wrong way.
Right, but you're trying to make it seem like he's just this perfect husband, this perfect father, but let me show you. He's just like any other man.
Because I guarantee you, if that camera wasn't there, she would have told a whole different
She
story.
probably would
He
have.
came on to me,
Uh-huh. And
and
I didn't know what to do, and nah, baby, he did it.
mhm,
He really did it. He didn't make you a hot dog and go in the house and kiss you.
right.
He didn't do that. I promise you he didn't.
And then she gonna storm out crying.
Right, and then that's another thing. You stormed out like we in a Hallmark movie, like a
You
single man just rejected
you
you,
started the shit. You going to storm out crying.
and then you wanna come to my house crying tears. Talk about let's talk it out. What is there to talk about, boo? You kissed my man.
Okay, one more.
You
One more. One more. That ain't your
like,
friend. That ain't your friend. And honestly, you need to just. I understand. I will say this. I understand that you guys, like you said, you guys have been close for 10 years, and
Mhm.
you're gonna. I'm pretty sure you have a lot of core memories of her, and now those memories have been tarnished by what she's done. Um, but at some point, you're gonna have to just you know discard her like the piece of trash she was.
No. Okay. Alright, last one. Let's see. Okay. Am I the asshole for telling my significant other to either block his ex, or we're done? Okay. Um, I asked my partner to stop talking to his ex as a sign of respect for me. She calls him constantly and is constantly flirting and demanding him to buy her food after stating she's made X amount of money in the same day. He's told her there's nothing more than friendship between them, yet she still demands that he hearts her new profile pics on Facebook and then disrespects him as far as to even degrade him for not knowing his biological dad. I've asked him to keep her at arm's length, and that's been a month ago. But when we went out on a date, she called and he didn't even tell her the truth while I'm sitting next to him in the car. Instead, he tells her he's going to get a new hard drive for his PC from somebody off Facebook Marketplace. And instead of saying something, I just sat there and I tried not to let his lie bother me. However, last night I told him either block her or we cannot have a romantic relationship or even a decent friendship due to the lack of respect for me it shows. So, am I the asshole?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Because clearly she wants him, or either she wants him or she wants to keep him on the line
Well,
for
and
what
he
he
wants to keep
does.
her on the line
Yeah,
because if we're out on a date and I'm supposed to be your girl and your ex is calling you and you're telling her lies about where you are and where you're going and not even saying that I'm with my girl.
that's fine. I'm just happy I'm single. I mean, I'm happy I'm
Oh,
married. I'm married.
y'all hear that? Y'all hear that?
I meant to
Y'all
say
hear that? That's a sober thought right there.
I meant to say I'm happy I'm not. I meant to say I'm happy
Oh,
I'm not
are
single.
you sure?
I mean, I'd have more money if I
Are
was
you
single.
sure? Be open and transparent.
I'm sure.
Be Be open and transparent. No, I'm joking. Okay,
You the
so
one who want to be for the streets.
in another life.
You want to go to Usher concerts, Chris Brown concerts.
In another life.
You want to be out there hoeing for real.
Good darn bye. Don't try to change the
Yeah.
subject. But yeah, I don't
No.
think you're being an asshole. I
No.
think that is setting a
Yeah.
boundary
Boundaries have to be
because
set.
if you already feel and know that it is disrespectful,
Yeah.
the disrespect isn't gonna stop.
It ain't gonna stop.
It's gonna keep rolling, rolling,
Okay, Tina.
rolling on the disrespect. Keep it rolling,
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 rolling.
rolling on the disrespect. Yeah. Do. Oh, sorry. It's one of my favorites. I'm sorry, I can't help it. It's one of my favorites.
Yeah. This has been another episode.
But yes, it is disrespectful. It is a sign of disrespect. You shouldn't take it. It's a boundary. If he can't respect that, then you don't want him anyway.
What is
I'm
it
not
with
gonna date nobody.
what is it
I'm
with
not gonna date nobody who his ex still has access to him like that.
what is with people just avoiding red flags?
I don't know.
What, like this is clearly
Because you know what I
this
think
is
it is
clearly a
when you
red
see
flag.
something when you see something that you want or you perceive something that you think would be
You're not
in your
gonna
best
change 'em.
interest, you don't see it as a red flag.
Look here.
You
let me
see it as
look
maybe a
here.
little purple,
Look here,
but
woman.
not red.
Let me say this all women out. You're not gonna change him. No man is gonna change unless he wants to change. And if he ain't changed before you, he ain't gonna change after you. He not gonna change till he ready to change.
You heard it firsthand from a man.
Cause I ain't changing shit. And I'm married.
You changed my oil.
I'm talking about me by myself.
Oh, that's not true.
I haven't changed nothing about myself that I did not want to change.
That's not true. I mean, like, it's not true.
That is true.
You're always evolving and you're always changing.
I'm talking about core personality traits.
Oh.
This has been another episode.
It's not your part.
Because you wildin'.
How am I wilding?
Because you wildin'.
I'm a wallaby.
Yeah, go ahead. All right, guys. If you're not already following us,
Why are you mocking me? You're so annoying.
go ahead.
This has been another episode of Life After I Do podcast. If you're not doing so already, do not forget to follow us on all of our social media platforms. You can follow us on TikTok,
10 months.
where we're going strong. We're at 13K, guys. Let's rack it up. Link is in the bio. Follow us at TikTok at Life After I Do podcast. You can follow us on Facebook, Life After I Do podcast. Instagram and YouTube, Life After I Do podcast.
Shout out to all the new YouTube subscribers. We appreciate you.
Yes, we appreciate you guys so much. We love
Appreciate you.
engaging and interacting with everybody. So keep it coming in, guys. We hear y'all. We also got some of y'all's requests via email and Instagram. So thank you for that. And we'll be getting to that. Okay.
We're gonna get to it.
We're going to get to it. But thank you for all the love and support. But if you're not doing so already, go ahead and like and follow us on all of our social media platforms. Life After I Do. You can also write into us at lifeafteridopodcast@gmail.com. New episodes every Wednesday, guys. Happy 4th of July. Be safe. And until then,
Peace, Boskies.
peace.